What's up, guys? Sean here, coming at y'all with a quick little video. Obviously, first things first, new studio, bigger space, bigger workplace, some pros to that. A lot of new stuff in the studio. We're going to be adding more stuff everywhere. We're going to get some new NBA stuff, NHL stuff, a bunch of different things that we're going to use to kind of fill in the gaps. Obviously, we stay Eagles first, but during the slow season, we do a little bit of everything here. I try to make sure we cover all NBA, NFL, any news like that, maybe a little NHL, MLB. So we're trying to cover a little bit of everything. So I'm going to make it show as much, but obviously it'll always be dominated by the Eagles. But tell me, guys, what you think. Let me know in the comments what you think we should change, what you like, what we should get rid of, and we'll see what we can do. With that being said, we're going to dive right into things. Today, we're going to be going over the LaMelo Ball trade to the Timberwolves. I personally think this is a horrible move. For the Hornets, it kind of makes sense because you want better efficiency with these players. You got Knipple, who's going to be ice cold or red hot from three. You can't really afford to have too many guys on the team that rely on the three ball. Now, with that being said, LaMelo comes in and out, you know, in terms of threes, inside scoring, mid-range scoring, does a little bit of everything. But we have seen him get lost taking threes, putting up shots that he shouldn't. For the Hornets, it makes sense. You want to become more efficient, and you got a hell of a haul for LaMelo Ball. Cool, good for you. From the Timberwolves sides of things, you got rid of Julius Randle because of the poor efficiency, the poor scoring, and high cap number, all these different things. Well, LaMelo is going to do the same things. Yeah, when he's hot, but I just don't see him playing defense enough the way this team wants people to. I think losing Naz Reid is a bigger deal than most people think. A report came out 2 days ago that they were going to fill him in at power forward, and now he's gone. I see some projected lineups already, but you're just eating into a bench lineup that wasn't super deep to begin with. So it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me from the Timberwolves side of things. But first, if you guys are new here, please like, please subscribe. I appreciate all your continued support. I continue to try and push out daily content for you guys. Obviously, with the move, we took a couple days off, but we're going to get back into things and we're going to keep things going as much as possible. With that being said, let's get right into the video. All right, guys. So right here, you see the Charlotte Hornets are trading star guard LaMelo Ball and Josh Green to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Naz Reid, a 2033 unprotected first round pick, 3 first-round pick swaps, and 3 second-round picks, sources tell ESPN. Like I said before, you know, this is a pretty big haul. Now, in reality, 1 first-round pick unprotected in 2033, that's a ways out, not a big deal. You know, pick swaps in 28, 29, and 30. Obviously, those are going to be best of to Charlotte. Charlotte's going to end up with the better of whoever's picks. And if they're not good, they're still going to end up with a good pick. If the Timberwolves aren't good, then they're still going to end up with a good pick. It works out for the Hornets in a lot of different ways. And then all the second round picks, you're just looking for guys that you can add to your team that give you a chance. Lots of second round gems over the years. So they're just trying to add to the number of players they have and the chances they have at bringing in somebody worthwhile, somebody who's going to help them get the job done and make them into a contender, which is what we thought they were doing with LaMelo Ball. But this really shakes things up. From the Hornets side of things, I kind of get it. Now, obviously, the Melo was the first star the Hornets have had since probably Kemba Walker, and I don't think Kemba Walker was really a star the last time he was with them. You know, I can't think of the last time the Charlotte Hornets have been relevant or scary or a top 5 seed in the NBA, seriously. So to trade away probably your best player right now is a little mind-boggling, but as a team who hasn't been good for a long time, it's not surprising. So they're just adding to what they have, and they're going to continue to try to fish for more guys that can take them to where they need to be. From the Minnesota side of things, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. You have wings, you have guys all around, drafted another player. I don't see the vision here. Anthony Edwards needs to be your guy 24/7. Now, I understand he can defend the best guard, leaves LaMelo on the wing, kind of separates them a little bit, can hide a little bit of Melo's deficiencies on defense, but you're going to see things come up throughout the year, and it's going to be on him. This is a very physical defense. This is a defense-first team, and it shows a lot of times. And, you know, it just makes you wonder, can he do enough outside to force guys into Rudy Gobert and let him clean up anything that might go wrong? It seems like a big chance on a player that the national media for the past couple years has not given Melo any love. You know, he never gets any love. And I want to say first, I don't hate the guy. I don't have a problem with the guy. I just think the fit is trash. I think putting him next to a superstar defender guard is a good thing. But if Melo is not shooting well, and it relies on Anthony Edwards to do everything on offense, he's not going to bring that same defensive intensity that he normally would. You're going to have to switch guys. You're going to have issues. They're going to target someone who's tired. And it's just going to make the whole thing fall apart. We've seen it with other guards. We've seen it with other wings on Minnesota, to where I just don't understand. Now, if Melo can stop taking bad shots, if Melo just falls in line, does what he's got to do, dropping dimes, assisting like he does really well, and plays good enough defense, it's a hell of a move. Minnesota is bringing in another star next to Anthony Edwards. They got rid of Julius Randle, which I don't see a problem with. The Naz Reid, I kind of have an issue with. I think he has been underrated for a long time. I think Naz Reid is really important to what Minnesota was doing on defense, allowing a stretch big to be on the floor when Rudy Gobert's not. You know, it covered up a lot of Rudy Gobert's issues that he had by having someone like Naz Reid on the floor. So now, do you push somebody else into that role? Are they big enough? Are they strong enough? Can they knock down threes when they need to? It leaves a lot of question marks for Minnesota and makes them a lot more guard oriented. And we haven't really seen that outside of Anthony Edwards for a while, from what I've watched anyway. All in all, this really just caught me by surprise this morning. Absolutely wasn't expecting it. Crazy, crazy turn of events. For Minnesota, the upside is unbelievable. Unbelievable upside. If this works out in their favor, they immediately can put up against some of the better teams in the West because they have two stars. They still have some guys floating around that can play ball. It's not like they have nobody left, like it's always just been the Ant show. They've had a couple of wings, a couple guys here and there that have stepped in, played valuable minutes. They have some of the better defenders in the league. They have size. So I don't think it's a terrible move for them. I just feel like it's a lot, and I feel like it's a bad fit for Melo. I would have really liked to seen him somewhere where he can continue to be the number one guy and can have a shooting guard next to him who's a true defender, who can knock down threes, knock down big shots. And I guess that's what they're doing a little bit with Anthony Edwards, but I don't want to see him take a step back either. I think that would be awful for Minnesota, and it wouldn't make any sense for him to take a step back. So how do they run these guys together? How does this all work out? Am I overreacting to all this, or is it a bigger deal than I think? What does it mean for the Hornets? Hornets fans, let me know what you think. Drop comments down below. From the Hornets standpoint, I think it's a good move. I think it makes a lot of sense. The inefficiencies were glaring at times. You could see that he was unserious at times. Now, last year at the end of the year when they really picked things up, I think we saw a different version of LaMelo Ball. I think he kind of really, for the first time in his NBA career outside of his rookie season, he saw the light at the end of the tunnel. He saw that, look, we're making noise. We're playing really tough against good teams. And when we knock down threes, nobody could stop us. But the problem was when they weren't hitting, they went ice cold. We saw that in the play-in tournament. And then we've seen it at the end of the year as well when they weren't shooting, an amazing percentage. They were just a pretty regular team. So tell me what you guys think. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm rambling here. I'll catch you in the next one. Tell me what you think about the studio. And sorry about the rain today, guys. Later.